Hi, this is 2 Minute Tommy Kramer, and you are watching the One Bar and Lapagas Show.
Welcome back to the One Bar and Lapagas Show. I am Lapagas. Here is One Bar, and we are still basking in the glow, in the warmth. Minnesota Vikings victory over the hated Green Bay Packers, and we're going to bring you 5 winners from this game right now. One Bar, how are you feeling after the victory?
I am scrubbing myself with a Vikings victory over the Packers, and I have never been more clean in my life. Vikings just step up their game, walk away with the victory, and I cannot wait to talk about the 5 winners of this game. And also make sure it comments below, who is your number 1 winner?
It's the best I've ever smelled you, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
So before we hop into the 5 winners of this game, remember this episode is brought to you by WinView Games, nation's sports prediction leader and home for Minnesota Vikings pregame and live prop contests. We know all of you live and breathe Minnesota Vikings football. Put your Vikings knowledge to the test. Go head to head. Join a group. These are free or real money contests. They're matching the first $100, so it's basically risk-free. Win yourself some money with your Vikings knowledge. There's a new contest every single week. I know this is the app for you guys. One Bar knows it as well.
Damn
Check
right.
it out if you haven't done it. WinView Games, link right there. Download it. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? And what are we waiting for? Let's talk about some damn winners. A lot of winners in this game. But let's start off with the most obvious winner. One of the best damn wide receivers in the league. Justin freaking Jefferson ends the game, 8 receptions, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just completely dominated this game.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
There's nothing else to say.
He's just so good. He's just so good. Throwing the ball. It doesn't matter if he's covered, double covered. He'll come down with it. He'll wrestle. He'll scrub. He'll fight. He will get extra yardage. He'll get to the end zone. Justin Jefferson, target him heavily every game. Done.
Yeah, and you know what? Shocking. This is what happens when you target him more than 3 times a game. So I think the Vikings have realized this. I expect a heavy dose of Jefferson over the second part of the season, and Jefferson will just continue to show why he is so damn good. So Justin Jefferson, boom.
I love a heavy dose of Jefferson over my parts, to be honest with you.
Sounds horrible. What's the second one?
Well, I'm going to go with a guy who didn't exactly light up the stat sheet, but watching this game, he was in on almost every single play, creating pressure. He was in there. Maybe he wasn't credited with the tackle, but I guarantee you he had part to do with it. It was Sheldon Richardson, number 90, a guy we haven't heard much of all season long, but today Sheldon Richardson said he put on his big boy pants. He said, I hate the Green Bay Packers. He said, screw the Packers. I'm going to dominate. And this was easily, I mean, it might have been the best Sheldon Richardson game we've ever seen from him.
Yeah, Sheldon Richardson showed up. He was in the backfield. He was making shit happen. Yeah, he ended up with 2 tackles. That's it. But it had a lot more teeth than his stat line. So Sheldon Richardson stepping in with Michael Pierce out. You know, they've been filtering in defensive tackles, and Sheldon Richardson just showed why he is one of the best in the game and why he was a beautiful signing this offseason. Very underrated.
Well, underrated and unexpected at the time when we finally did it, made it happen. He's here. He wanted this win, and it showed. He was hungry, and he played hungry.
He played hungry. Let's go to another winner. Kirk Cousins. You cannot ignore the fact 24 of 35, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. And whether it was a play calling, whatever it was, Kirk Cousins was just launching that thing today. And this is what they needed to do to win this game. And they did it. And he was on point. He had a couple ugly throws, but he had more beautiful throws.
Well, he was on point, and a lot of these throws he made were pressure was up in his face. He was feeling it. He was almost being hit as he threw the ball. They were so accurately placed, still very catchable balls. Yes, I think we mentioned it in a live, but I mean, this was the most gunslingerish we've seen Kirk Cousins. He was taking shots down the field. He was throwing it. He didn't really care if the guy was open or not. He was expecting his guys to make a play, and 9 times out of 10, they did. I love the Kirk Cousins we saw today. And I want to see Kirk Cousins, the next 7 games as we finish this thing out.
Best part about this game was when Kirk Cousins was just taking those beautiful, beautiful knees at the end of the game for Greg Joseph to come out. Well done. Hell yes, Greg. I mean, Kirk Cousins having just like, I mean, not to the level of Sheldon Richardson, but he's not getting the love he deserves. I mean, he is having one of the best seasons we've seen of a Viking quarterback. I mean, stats don't lie.
Yeah, absolutely. And when he leaves here, they'll probably forget about him and they won't remember
leaving?
these things. But he's been amazing. He's been amazing this year. Kirk Cousins is definitely not the reason we're 5-5. But he also is the reason we're 5-5. Let that one wrap around your brain for a while. You mentioned him already. I'm gonna go on to it because I think that was a great segue. Greg Joseph, another winner from this game. And yes, he missed an extra point, but that kick, 2 seconds on the clock to win the game, 29-yarder. That's about extra point range. Not every kicker is going to make that, and not every Viking kicker is going to make that. And most time Vikings kickers are going to miss that, and we're going to expect them to miss it. But Greg Joseph flipped the script today. He made that kick, and we went home victorious.
Yeah, you said it. You nailed it. You said not every kicker would make that. Most every kicker would make that, but not every Viking kicker would make that. And he came out there and he nailed it. And not to mention, he had that 51-yarder as well. So Greg Joseph missed extra point. Yeah, it blows. It was a kick to the dick. But he came out, won the game. So there's no way in hell he could have been 1 for 7 in this game. But the fact that he got the game winner, he is definitely a winner. Woo!
Well done, Greg. Good job, Greg.
Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Gregory.
Greg. All right.
Who's our last one?
And the last one is our head coach, Mike Zimmer. This is really 2 games in a row where his game plan going in was solid. It was executed well. No real head scratching moments during the game. Like, what the hell is he doing? What are we doing? Even when we had 30 seconds in the first half with a couple timeouts, we were aggressive. I think our first play that was a big game was called back because KJ Osborne did not catch it. But there wasn't a point in this game where I thought, what the hell is Mike Zimmer doing? And this has been 2 in a row. And that's great to see. But I think really the big thing is just looking at the face of Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, especially in that first half where they were just like befuddled. I mean, this whatever defensive thing he whipped out, they weren't ready for. And we always say Mike Zimmer's defense maybe is starting to get figured out by the offenses in the league. But I think at least for the first half, he definitely had them confused.
Yeah, and Mike Zimmer, coaching staff as a whole, whoever was calling the offensive plays, A+. The last 2 weeks, they've pulled out their Peter parts and have made Vikings fans a little excited. So well done, coaching staff as a whole. But we'll give it to Zimmer because he is the head coach. Let's give winner level B. What do we call it?
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mention. Much better phrase than winner option B. Ezra Cleveland was getting a lot of love in our live show. So let's give Ezra Cleveland some love. Anybody else? Brashad Breeland definitely deserves some love. We've not been overly kind to him. Vikings fans haven't been overly kind to him, rightfully so. But he had a very, very good game as well.
And that's 2 in a row for Brashad Breeland. Again, a guy I've not been very kind to. I think you got to give love to Adam Thielen for some of the catches he made today. I think Tyler Conklin showed up and making clutch. He only had 3 catches, but they were all very, very clutch.
Harrison Smith comes back. It's a big
Harrison
sack.
Smith. And then also, I think Delvin Cook, you got some love to as well, running hard.
I hate that I said option level B.
Yeah, you should. You should think about that for a long time. And hopefully you come back ready to go next show. Again,
stepped on my dick.
That's it. Those are 5 winners. Guys who are definitely not option level B. These guys were primed, ready to roll. They came to play today. So while you guys are thinking about that, think about those winners. Also think about this. The dinosaur noises in Jurassic Park were actually made from recordings of tortoises having sex.